Good morning. Welcome to the Windward Buddhist Temple First Sunday Family Service. My name is Maruta Shiro, and I will be your MC for today. I'd like to welcome back Bishop Toshiyuki Umitani and thank him for officiating, because, you know, when you have the bishop come to officiate, you're really something, you know. He really supports our temple. We're so grateful that he gives us such support. Okay, we'll begin with the ringing of the temple bell, or the Kansho. That signifies the beginning of a temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in an ancient tradition. It is a calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma, or the teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seat. Please rise for the meditation, following by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and English, found in the red Jodo Shinshu book on page 7. Please be seated. Today's sutra is Junirai, which can be found in the Red Jodo Shinshu book on page 59. Junirai is a hymn written by Nagarjuna of India, one of the 7 masters of the Pure Land tradition and a central figure in the Mahayana school of Buddhism, of which the Pure Land sect of Hongwanji is part of. The sutra expresses our commitment to the Buddha and the land of peace, where everyone attains Buddhahood.
悪尿水眼伝尿路一種説法無名字動画将来見出そう非尊無説無悪名薬無尿に悪道不主死心拒否尊こな将来見出そう非尊無量法勉強無少種悪知識往生不退しもないこんな将来見出そうがせに尊苦毒事修伝無変了解水小逆前後小上者永世主上小
Please rise for the recitation, Our Pledge, which will be projected on the screen, and then remain standing for the Gatha, Flying Free. The lyrics also will be projected on the screen as well for this Gatha. Reaching out to others, I will share
my gentle words, just like the Buddha, who always calls out his love. Breaking away from my greed, hunger, and ignorance, I will try to live in peace and harmony, just like the Buddha, who shares tranquility and kindness with all. Moving forward from self-centeredness, I will share a life of joy and sorrow with others. just like the Buddha, whose caring heart always embraces us. Realizing that I live because of others, I will strive to live life to the fullest with an attitude of gratitude, just like the Buddha, who promises to embrace us all. Namo, Namo, Namo.
Such a beautiful song. Please be seated. This morning, Prudence Kusano will be sharing her Dharma message with us.
Good morning. Let's see. This morning I want to talk to you about one of my favorite books. Okay, you know, my husband Alan, he's been commenting to me for weeks now that we provide a nice introduction for our guest speakers, but never the Sangha member speakers. So today I'm going to introduce myself. Okay, I was born and raised in Kona on the Big Island. I graduated from Konawaina High School. Some of you did too. And then I went to the University of Hawaii School of Nursing. I worked at Kuakini Hospital, Children's Hospital, Straub Hospital, and also worked a year at Moffitt Hospital in San Francisco. So you might have thought that I was a teacher, but no. I received my master's degree in public health and business administration. That was to support me because I ended up in hospital administration. I was one of 4 nursing administrators who opened Straub Hospital in 1972. And I worked at Straub for 37 years in many administrative positions, and I retired as a corporate compliance officer for Hawaii Pacific Health. We moved to Kailua in 1978, and with the encouragement of Dorothy Ono, who has been a benefactor for this temple, we became members of Kailua Hongwanji, currently Windward Buddhist temple. So today I want to share with you one of my favorite books called Big Panda and Tiny Dragon by James Norbury. The author dedicates this book to everyone who gets lost. As Buddhists, many times I feel I am lost, not physically, but emotionally and spiritually. So this is a story of a panda who meets the tiny dragon and then their journey together. You know, much like all of us, when we first meet, you know, he says, be brave. You never know what a first meeting might lead you to. Some of us are not comfortable meeting new people. However, when it comes to our Sangha, each of us are equal. And we need to be brave and welcome all visitors that come to our temple. So just go up to them, introduce yourself, and then introduce them to others. All of us come to the temple to hear the Dharma, and it is so much better to be among the Sangha rather than sitting alone and reading a book on Buddhism. It is the company of the Sangha that encourages and supports our journey to the Pure Land, just like those 2 people, like the panda and this dragon. We know that everything changes. All the more reason to enjoy each other while we can. While we enjoy refreshments, we can have the opportunity to talk to others, since it's hard to do during the service. And it would be nice if each of us could name at least 75% or more of the people who regularly attend Sunday services. When we notice someone who regularly attends Sunday service is not here, it would be nice for us to reach out to that person to see if they are okay. You know, it is human nature to be comfortable and sit in the same seat each time. As a Sangha, we need to look after, no, I can't see now. Okay, just imagine when you first opened the temple, we had at best 20 people, and we couldn't even fill this side, so we met on the other side. But now, look at how big our group has become. So now, as a larger group walking together, we have to really make sure that we're not leaving anybody behind, or some people are falling along the way. I think most of you will agree with me that what makes the Sangha special is how it makes us feel. I think we come here because we know this is where we can be who we are, and we will not be judged, we'll be cared for and loved. Okay, I like this part. We all make mistakes as we begin to learn something new. It means that we are trying to be better than just giving up. It is like how it was for me to learn how to hit the Kansho. It took lots of practice. I'm still not good at it, but much better than when I first started. Again, this reminds me of impermanence. he says that all things must come to pass. That's what makes it so special. You know, we always say that you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, so you got to make the best of today. So be nice. You know, as the Golden Chain of Love says, we must try. And it's hard not to be critical about ourselves, but we really should try. As the saying goes, you know, we got to love ourselves first before we can love others. Now, this is the hard part, I think, as I grow older. You know, it's hard to see parents, relatives, friends pass away, and at some time I too will need to let go. And this is one of my favorite pages. If we say we don't want to do something because I might fail, then you know failure is assured. If you don't try, of course you're going to fail. I mean, I think this is what I try to teach my grandsons, you know, when they say they don't want to even try. Now, like I said, this is one of my favorite books. So if you haven't read it, I'll leave it in the back. And there's lots of other parts of it that I'm sure you'll enjoy. So this is my sharing with you for today. It's one of my favorite books. Thank you. You know, I kind of timed it with my... This is what we'll do today, so... How's that?
Thank you, Prudence. We better do a better job of introducing our lay speakers, and we find out things we didn't know about each other. Okay, so now we're going to go on to singing Gatha, Buddha Loves You, found in the Purple Praises of the Buddha book on page 37, and we'll continue to stand for the Nembutsu in the same book on page 145.
Shurita Snabandok, 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 snabandok.
Thank you. Please be seated. This concludes the service this morning, and now we'll have announcements by Dennis.
Good morning. My name is Dennis Ashuro. I grew up on the Big Island. That's funny. Thank you, Prudence, for that story. It's very interesting, and yeah, you see some Buddhist messages in there. That was very nice. Thank you, as always, Bishop, for being so supportive of our temple. Thank you, Merle. She's my wife, by the way. Thank you, Jerry, for being our greeter. Thank you, Cookie, for ringing the Kansho. Thank you, Lisa, as always, for playing the piano. And Ryan, our official videographer, recording the service today. Let's see, do we have any guests? No. Okay. All right, next Sunday will be our family service with our own Michael Jaffe providing a Dharma message, and Reverend Charlene Kihara of Hawaii Bitsuing will be officiating the service. It will also be our bingo day. This Wednesday, we'll be visiting the Waimanalo Japanese Cemetery. It's located on the Bellows Air Force Station, Marine Corps training area. We will be placing flowers on the grave sites, and Reverend Shingo Furusawa will be with us to lead a short memorial service. We will be meeting here at the temple at 8 o'clock. Previously I announced 9 o'clock, but there's going to be some military training mid-morning, and all the noise might be kind of an interference. So they asked if we could come earlier. So we'll meet here at 8 o'clock and leave here no later than around 8:10. We'll carpool. We'll probably get there around 8:30. We should be back at the temple about 10:15, 10:30. If you'd like to join us, there is a sign-up sheet in the back. I think we have room as long as we can all carpool together. Public service announcements. It's hurricane season. Did you know that? In Hawaii, it started from June 1st. Hurricane season for Hawaii runs from June to November, with peak season historically being in August through November. I'm sorry, August through September. On September 11, 1992, the state of Hawaii experienced the worst storm ever to strike the islands, with maximum sustained winds clocked at 145 miles per hour and gusts up to 227 miles per hour. Hurricane Iniki struck with devastating force, with all islands, while all islands were touched by the storm. The island of Kauai felt the full impact as the eye swung directly over the island. Damage surveys completed the following morning showed that virtually no structures on Kauai had been left untouched. The 2026 hurricane season outlook. It's going to be kind of a busy year as far as tropical storms and things. They're projecting somewhere between 5 and 13 storms, tropical cyclones. Normally it's around 4 to 5, so it could be a dangerous year. We need all to be well prepared. In fact, the storms have already hit the Pacific Ocean. Tropical storm Amanda, this is from yesterday morning, was I don't know how many miles away from Hawaii, but it was a tropical storm. Winds were like 35 miles an hour. So it's not that strong a storm, but again, it's just the start of the season, so we need to be careful. And because of this hurricane season, we have to be prepared. We need to get things in order. Annette has gotten for us information regarding disaster preparedness. It's called Take 10. The actual brochure is actually, it looks like this, and we have a number of them on the table in the back. So you're welcome to take one, but it's important that you are aware of this season. Thank you, Annette.
Can I say something, please?
Oh, sure. Why don't you come up here?
Thank you, Prudence, for your, because it really hit a lot of stuff about emergency preparation, about knowing other people. The first key thing that we need to do is be prepared, and have a plan. So I know everybody will see stuff like this and say, oh yeah, okay. But that's what happened to North Shore, is there was no plan and no preparation. So, and that's the other thing about also belonging. Our Sangha is all together, so being interconnectedness. And part of the interconnectedness for me has been I didn't grow up Buddhist, but Betsu-in, the interconnectedness with me and Betsu-in is that the RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, is now putting together a training package, and Betsu-in is going to host us to do our practice for all the retired seniors who will be going out to their different groups to teach, not really teach, but be together so we know what to do to be prepared. And this is the first, you folks are going to be the first group that knows what our motto is going to be. It's Makau. You know what Makau is? Be ready. You know, before the hula, the kumu says, Makau, and then everybody goes, ha. And our next one is, No Bi Lolo. So that's our theme for our training program. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette. Also, what's coming up, in fact, we're already started Obon season. We'll be having our own Obon in just a few weeks, the second Saturday in July, July 11th. Mer will be coming up to speak on primarily the food booth.
Okay, everybody get ready, it's coming. So we had that announcement in the newsletter. I hope you all got the newsletter. Post it up somewhere on your refrigerator, mark it on your calendars, because all the dates are there. Not only for the food, but we're going to have to put up the music stand, the yaguras. We need muscles, we need guys to come out, women even. But some of the older men already cannot carry all the lumber and stuff, so we need everybody to come up and help. So that's on the yagura setup. And then we have service, we have dance practice, and that everybody's welcome to come to. And then also marking the calendar for concession prep on the 10th, and that's in the afternoon where we skewer the meat and we do things. And then on the Bon Dance morning, there's all the yagura will be decorated with flowers. So look at your gardens, look at your yards, because we're looking for hardy flowers. You see these flowers up on our altar? These are what you call hardy flowers, the torch ginger, things like that are going to hold up, because we're going to decorate the yagura. It's going to be done in the morning. It has to hold up all day and to the night and beautify the outside of the music stand. So if you have those in your yard, or you have anthuriums, or you have hardy flowers, or somebody, your neighbor, talk to them and say, can we come over and get some that morning? Because we will be decorating the Yagura. And then that day, we will need help in the booth, the food booth. We also have a concession in here with selling country food, country store, and all that. So we need help in here as well for Cynthia's group. And then the day after, it's a cleanup and take down of the music stand and pack up all the leftover goods that haven't been sold. So there's this whole calendar of events coming up. So hope you mark it on your own calendars so that you're aware. We've begun to take donations. For those of you who don't know, our concession is run out of that little garage out there. Our neighbor lets us use his garage. And I'd say 80% of our ingredients are all donated by our members. And this helps us make a profit in the concession booth. So I have a list of items that we would need to run the concession booth. They go from cans of soda, water, we're talking about milk, we're talking about flour, sugar, things that we need to make the andagi, hot dogs, buns, and goes on and on and on. So if you can come up and see me and sign up for something and mark it on your calendars, then that would really help us to gauge what we need to actually buy at the end, what we don't get the donations for we'll be buying. But every year, everybody is so generous that we rarely have to buy things. Mainly we're buying the meat, like the barbecue meat, which is expensive. But so if you cannot donate items, we also take cash donations, check donations. That helps us buy the meat, the expensive items that we don't want to ask you to donate the meat. So anyway, come and see me. The people who come early gets first choice of what they bring. So come and see me and mark your name down, and we appreciate all the donations and help. Also, I have a list of times where we need help. So come and see me if you can volunteer to help make spam musubi, or you can help us string the meat, or you can help us that day in the booth, because we're going to need help that day from 5 o'clock on. So all these things are important. It takes a village to do bon dance. It takes all of us. So not only all of us, but call in your friends, call in your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren to come over and help us. Thank you.
Thank you, Merle. We'll have more announcements as we get closer to the date. Let's see, this is the first Sunday, and we always celebrate birthdays. So I call up Cynthia to get that going.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Rodriguez. I was born and raised in Kailua, okay? Was that enough? Okay, so now it's the month of June, so all of you who have birthdays in June, please join me up front, because I don't want to be the only one. Okay? Oh, where's? Cynthia, okay.
Any others? All right, Lisa will lead us. Happy birthday, everybody. Okay, reminder, those of you who ordered polo shirts and have not picked it up, see me during or after refreshments, okay? Any other announcements? Okay, it's time for refreshments, so let's do words of thanksgiving. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, the gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you, everybody.